Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 2022 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what the tarot has to say. How will Leo be affected by the January 2022 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. 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 At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Fool at our root, and we have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy. So if we're born on the cusp with Virgo, or we have Virgo within our natal chart, this comes through very powerfully at our root. We're also on a journey in our inner selves, towards our dreams, towards our desires, towards our hopes, and towards what we truly want within our lives. It moves us then to the Four of Swords and the Three of Cups. We need to rest, and we need to not let the people who haven't celebrated us rule us. That's going to be very important. It moves us to the Emperor, which is Aries energy, and the Two of Cups, a unity here with sacred masculine power. It can be unity and love with an Aries energy, most definitely, but there's a sense of power, there's a sense of connection, there's a sense of love, there's a sense of desire moving us forward. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It amplifies the Virgo energy here at our root. Excuse me. We are going to be students of our prosperity, of what we deeply desire, of the way that we need to move forward for us. And that's going to be very important during this time. So let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, goodness. This one. All right, so this is Taurus energy. This is the energy that comes forward here that we have to be mindful of. We have to be mindful of having to have everything have a purpose, have a reason, have a way. And Leo, this can be us also. we can get very stubborn, kind of dig our heels in, get very, very fierce about things. We're represented by the lion. Here we have the Taurus energy represented by the bull. So we're going to have the sense of, we're going to want it and force it to kind of push it one way. And what this moon is going to have us do is step back in reflection, is step back in understanding, to see what the spotlight is being shown on during this time. So that's going to be very, very, very important for us here. It's also being mindful of being overly stubborn and having that really stubborn energy within our lives. And then moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. It's two. It's the heart chakra and the throat chakra. The heart chakra is telling us to embrace love, which we have right here with the Two of Cups, the minor arcana Lover's card. And so here it's so important, especially for our hearts, to embrace love, to embrace what we desire. And then we have the throat chakra and saying life purpose. I need to speak my life purpose as I move forward towards it. I need to speak in authenticity for myself, for what I desire, for where it is that I need to be, soul, spirit, and what I truly want, desire, and need from my life. And we're going to find that this full moon really moves us towards our life purpose, towards what it is that we want, but we need to say it. It's going to be so important for us during this time to say our life purpose, what's intrinsically important to us during this time, and to be open and to be honest about it. Now, on the 17th of January, we have the full moon in Cancer. Now, if we're born on the cusp with Cancer, this will amplify this moon most definitely, or if we have strong Cancer energy within our natal chart. This is the wolf moon, so this is going to show us what we hunger for. Now, on this time, let's talk about this astrologically. We have the full moon opposite the sun, which is how all full moons begin. And with the full moon, our family, our homes, our relationships, they come into focus. And we, as well as our opposing forces within our lives, our work and our home, our wants and our needs, other people's wants, other people's needs, and our own, they all come together during this time. This is a time when we seek balance. This is a time when a spotlight is shown on what we want and who we are and where it is that we need to be. And we need to listen to our inner voice and how our spirit, the energy around us, we can call it spirit, we can call it intuition, we can call it our spirit guides, how it is leading us forward, how the doors are being opened. The full moon is going to be opposite Pluto. So if we have Scorpio energy within our natal chart, Pluto rules Scorpio. This is going to come out quite intense. This aspect will see our emotions becoming much more intensified. We will be feeling more vulnerable because of mood swings, because of fears, because of jealousy, but also simply because we're more emotionally plugged in to the world around us and to ourselves. Some of us will find this to be absolutely exhausting. Do not let manipulation and other people's feelings heighten our own emotions, take over and kind of hijack our emotions and take us on a ride that we don't want to be on. This is also a time where if we are working on empathic or psychic developments, this is the perfect time to really start to connect. But we have to have a good grounding influence. We really have to ground ourselves, or else we can feel just kind of drawn into things and not knowing how to pull ourselves out. So just be very mindful. The moon is conjunct the fixed star Pochiron. Now, Pochiron has a Mars-Mercury nature and can make us stubborn, it can make us judgy, it can make us hasty. So we need to be aware of that. We're going to have a tendency, which is amplified because of our own Leon nature, our own lion nature, okay, Leo, of force equals, kind of right sometimes, or I can just force it to happen. That Pochiron thinks that if I just put enough force to it, I can make things happen. And that's not necessarily going to be the case. That's why we need to listen to our inner voice. That's why we need to listen to our inner guidance. We need to walk the world of the spiritual and the waking with honor and with love. Because if we don't, Pochiron can take over, and we can think that we can solve all our problems through force and through some sort of violence. And that's never the answer for anything. So just be aware of this. At our root, we have the Fool. We are starting a new journey. We are finding new ways to open up doors and to move ourselves forward. There is a way that we need to move forward, and a way that we want to move forward that is going to be expressed to us during this time. And we're going to think, oh my gosh, that's so foolish. And oh my gosh, I'm going to make a fool out of myself. Here's the thing. And here's what Spirit always tells me when I see the Fool, is that no hero's journey began without us first being a fool. Nobody says they're going to do the impossible. Nobody says they're going to go out and step outside of the conventional lines of things without people mocking, without people ridiculing, without them feeling like a fool. And so this is a time for us to say, yeah, I'm going to walk a different path. Yes, I might stumble. Yes, I might feel overwhelmed. Yes, it might be foolish. But this is my power. This is my integrity. This is what I desire for myself. And so I'm going to start to take that risk. I'm going to jump. Yes, I will fall. Yes, again, I will fail at times. But I believe in me, and I believe in the direction that I am being guided. And it moves us to the hermit. It moves us to turning inward and listening to our inner voice, our inner wisdom, listening to the quiet, the patient, the insights that move us forward and illuminate us. This is going to be a time where, as we follow our fool's journey, we also need to follow our soul's deepest desire, the way we want to move forward in our life, we are craving, what we deeply, need and long for within our own existence. And it moves us to the Four of Swords. It moves us to a place of, okay, I need to rest. Inwardly, I need to rest. I need to reconnect. I need to gain an understanding, because as I do so, I start to honor the story of my life. We read autobiographies. We learn other people's stories. We hear other people's stories, and we're like, oh my gosh, that's so interesting. And yet when we hear our own story, it's like, yeah, well, that's just what happened, or, oh my gosh, I can't believe I made those mistakes. It's like, no, it's an interesting story. Honor it. Honor our story, because all life is an accumulation of stories. All life is a way of trying to make sense out of a world sometimes that just doesn't make any sense. And it brings us to the Three of Cups. So as we're honoring our story, as we're honoring the narrative of our lives, are we building up, and are we listening more to the negative aspects or to the positive aspects? Meaning, are we listening to the people who in our lives were supposed to hold their cup up to us, who were supposed to celebrate us, who were so supposed to show up for us, and they just couldn't? Has their pain and their hurt, or their inability, or their disconnect from us become the huge narrative within our story that we tell with hurt, that we tell with sadness, that we tell with anger? And why is that? That they get to be such a powerful part of our narrative. This could be a parent, this could be a guardian, this could be a lover, this could be a sibling, this could be whomever. Why does their pain get to rule our lives? And this is also telling us who has shown up for us, who has celebrated us, who stands in our corner. Do we celebrate them enough in our lives? Do we connect with them enough? Because we can have a tendency, as human beings do, and we learn this in psychology when we talk about children, and being in abusive parents, with abusive parents, they will tend to go towards that abusive parent to make them love them, just to be good enough, just to kind of win them over, and not the parent that cares for them. And that's a psychological thing. So here, it's being aware of this. It's being aware of our sense of, but I can make this person like me, but I can win them over. And sometimes we'll never be able to win anybody over. And we have to look at our celebration, our connection, our heart, our deep desire, and those people who show up for us. In our heart, we have the Emperor. There's very strong masculine energy around us during this time. And as we're embracing the masculine energy of the Emperor, we're embracing our throne, we're embracing what we desire, we're embracing where we need to be, we're embracing our fire and our passion and our determination. We're also falling in love with a sense of, I get to have authority in my life. My voice matters, and I matter. And that brings us a real sense of union, a real sense of healing, a real sense of coming together, which is a beautiful and powerful thing. It brings us to the public arena with the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles here says inheritance, family, and prosperity. We are inheriting financial abundance, spiritual abundance, wealth, of one way or another. The inheritance that comes in, we always think of it as monetarily, but it doesn't have to be monetarily. What are we inheriting from our family line, from our families, from, our lessons? Even if what we had learned was dysfunctional and wrong, what have we inherited that has taken us and we have made into gold? Have we spun that straw into gold, and how? This is prosperity, this is success, this is abundance, this is an end of a financial cycle, and it brings us to the Page of Pentacles. And it says talent, skill, money, and it repeats that as a mantra, talent, skill, and money. but we're also going to be a student of our prosperity, of our abundance, of what we need in our lives, of what we want in our lives, of what's important to us, of the seeds we want to plant, of the seeds that we have planted and regret planting, and so we have to weed our garden. What is it that we are tending to that's building us up, that's moving us forward, that's embracing what we desire, that is keeping us from what we desire? And this is a time of great learning and great understanding. It moves us to our lunar message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. So at our root here, our lunar message is you are good enough. And resistance. We've been resistant to being squashed down, to being ignored, to being silenced. Here it is to remember, I am enough. And that can sound rather flippant, especially if we're not in the right headspace to hear this. But what this means is you are not a mistake. You are not created wrongly. You are enough. You bring power and beauty forward in your existence right now. Yes, you might want more, you might be evolving, and that's beautiful and honorable. But right now, in this moment, you are enough. And we need to realize that as we go on our journey. We need to understand that as we turn inward and look at ourselves. We are enough. We are not a mistake. It brings us to our lunar inner self. And it says the energy is gaining momentum, boundaries. As our energy, as our desire, as our passion, as our insight gains momentum, we need to have clear boundaries of what we want and what we don't want, where we're headed and where we absolutely will not go. It moves us to our lunar emotional self, and it's the new moon. Now, the new moon is on the 1st of February, and it says a new start is coming, the masculine. Again, very strong masculine energy at the heart, and it can be focused around a male or somebody who identifies as male, but there's also this sense of there's a masculine energy around what we desire, around what we're going after. We might not be as emotionally nurturing as we think we should be, but there's a sense here of I need to be focused on my goals, on what I desire, and on achievement and accomplishment. And so here, there's new beginnings happening as we honor and respect that masculine energy, but also honoring and respecting the nuances of masculine energy, not saying, okay, it has to be all like, cowboy energy or something like that. So just be aware of this. It moves us to our lunar public arena self. And it says, don't let your past hold you back. And then we have sovereignty, which is the queen of the moon. We have the lunar god, right? The lunar kind of king. And now we have the lunar queen. And so we have that energy coming forward. We have the sacred masculine, the sacred feminine being balanced by the moon. But do not let your past dictate to you your present, hold you back from what is in store, the changes and the powers that are coming our way. It moves us to our lunar subconscious message, and it says nothing is yet set in stone, which is absolutely beautiful. Fear. Do not let fear make us think that it's already been all planned out. So as we have the murder of crows flying around us, we can think, oh my gosh, I must hide away. And what we're going to see here is that we can hide our whole entire lives, or we can be fearless. And it doesn't mean we have to go and conquer anything. We can be fearless from our own homes as we embrace who we are, as we fall in love with ourselves, as we start to see ourselves and heal ourselves and gain this understanding of what we want. And nothing is set in stone. The future is still ours. And it doesn't matter our age. It doesn't matter, where we think we should be or what society says we should be or where we should be at this time. It matters that we are connecting, that we are gaining an understanding, and that we are opening up those doors with true beauty and true insight. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's the Prince of Swords. That's air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that is just going to take the charge and go after, not going to hold anything back. And this is reckless. This is a reckless abandonment and saying, I'm going to change it. Again, it's that energy coming from Prochiron of force. I'm going to force it to happen. I'm going to make it happen. And this is going to be a time where it's like, no, stop, stop, don't do that. Don't get carried away. Our subconscious chakra energy is soul's healing. And here it is that beautiful healing energy from divinity shining down on us, guiding us, helping us to move forward. Our soul star chakra is located 6 inches above our crown. It is a sense that we are protected. And that healing is going to be very welcoming during this time. It moves us to our subconscious rooted energy. It's the death card, Pluto energy, right? Because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So the full moon is opposite Pluto. This amplifies it. Scorpio energy is all about walking between the worlds. It's all about transformation. It's all about greater understanding. And as we walk between the worlds, as we walk between our subconscious and conscious self, we understand ourselves, we see ourselves, we honor ourselves more and more. It brings us to our subconscious inner self. And this is the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is saying, don't be in a place of battle. Subconsciously, we're going to think, I have to fight for this. I have to fight for this. And what Spirit is going to say here is, don't stand your ground. Know your morals and what you will do and what you won't do, right type of thing. But don't be in constant battle, because that's so draining. It is so overwhelming. It brings us to our subconscious emotional self. And that is the 10 of Cups. We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Cups. Of course, the 10 of Pentacles is in the public arena. But the 10 of Cups is falling in love, right? It is, and they all live happily ever after. What is your happiness? What do you desire? What do you want? What do you need? What is important and beautiful for your heart and your soul? And how are we embracing this? Our heart is coming to a conclusion. It's coming to a completion of a cycle. There's something emotionally being realized here that's astoundingly important and astoundingly blessed. It moves us to our subconscious public arena self. And that is the 3 of Pentacles. And here it says enterprise, success, talent, and teaching. Everything comes together. I really like to see the 3 of Pentacles, not only as people working together, but also as our youth, our adulthood, and our wisdom, our maturity, right? All coming together to teach us, to guide us, to help us to understand. And it doesn't matter where we are in our journey. Either, we've all had a childhood, right? And it doesn't matter where we are in our adulthood or where we are in our wisdom or older age, where we're moving towards and building the foundations of how we will react to things, how we will see things. And this is a time to feed that with honor, with wisdom, with caring, and with compassion. And also to honor the role that we have played within our lives and the power that is a part of us. Okay. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending love and healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. So let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo, and may you have a blessed moon.